Sit it da 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 da. Sit it da 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 da. Chicka 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 da. Zoom da 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 doom da doom da doom doom da 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 doom da doom da doom doom da 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 doom da doom doom doom. It's Titan in the morning. Zibba dibba da da doom da doom da da doom da doom da. Sibba dibba da da doom da doom da da doom da doom doom doom. Doom, sibba dibba da doom da doom da da doom da doom doom da doom da doom doom, sibba dibba da boom 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 boom, Titan in the morning, sibba dibba da doom da doom da. It's Titan in the morning. 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 Titan in the morning. Hi, my name is Titan Capri. I am a black gay man living with HIV and celebrating 20 years of thriving in my diagnosis. Titan in the Morning is an inclusive space for your morning wake up. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We come in and we say good morning because we love all the O's and R's and INGs. Then we grab our cups, put the topic in the cups, and then we sip. You will get a space and a place where you can be who you are just the way God made you, along with some breathwork breathing. And not to mention some movement with the Titans groove. Sit it, ta 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 ta. So come on in to this inclusive, brave, and safe space where we like to say good morning to our village, tribe, gang, and chosen family. The place to be is right here with me. I will see you there. Good morning. Hey, good morning to you, y'all. Good morning. Look, I know that I'm behind the time and I know that all the things are happening and all this other good stuff, but I'm so glad that y'all are with me. This morning was a little rough, right? Started a little rough. We had some technical difficulties. And so, yeah, but I'm here. I'm here, though. I'm here. Where y'all at? Y'all here? Y'all here with me? Hold on. Let me do it. Because I already see y'all in. Hey, good morning, Larry. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. I know I look a little discombobulated, don't I? Look, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Hey, Southern. Good morning. Good morning to you. So glad that y'all are in. So glad that y'all are here with me this morning. Yeah, things have just been a little bit out of whack. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I am good. Y'all bear with me. I tried to do some rearranging, right? And I got everything out of whack this morning. And then as I was getting in this morning, hold on. Let me make sure I got my light. Look, I didn't change up so much over here, y'all. Look, y'all don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm making it happen. I'm gonna reconnect it real quick. Y'all do this with me this morning. Y'all do it with me this morning and make sure that I am good. Okay, I think I got it over here. All right. Let me pop it up and make sure. Because I truly tried to redo my setup here. Okay. Does that give me a little bit more? Okay, there we go. Look. Y'all saw how that light changed? Yes, indeed. I am in this morning. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some boom in it. Yes. Okay, hold on. Let me move you up just a little bit, y'all. Let me get y'all together over here. Uh-oh. I think I'm on it. I think I am on it. Good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Yes, y'all, I'm in. Hold on 1 second. One second. One more. Okay, y'all got me? All right, y'all got me now. Y'all Y'all ain't gonna lose me. Yes, indeed. So I'm in this morning. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know how we do. And good morning to you. Good morning. I am so glad that y'all are in this morning. This morning, we're going to talk about a little something. And it's a little controversial, right? It's a little, oh, look, I don't know type of thing, right? But for some of us, it is what it is, right? So this morning, we're going to talk about born this way or choice. And what I would like for my audience this morning, what I would like for my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family to do this morning, I would like for you to chime in, right? I would like for you to chime in and let's talk about it, right? And let's talk about it. So, the reason why I'm saying that is because I just had a conversation with someone, and I'm gonna kind of get into it, y'all, really quickly here, um, so that we can kind of like move on. But I want to preface this by saying what it is. Okay. All right. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just hold on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. All right. Give me just a second. Okay. All right, y'all. So here's the thing. So I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about um, being being queer, being gay, being part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and which has always been an issue. People have always said that either you're born this way or by choice, right? And everybody debates this, right? Everybody debates this. And so I don't necessarily debate it because I believe that I was born this way. Now, notice I said I. I'm using I statements. I believe I was born this way. Now, a lot of people don't believe that you're born the way that you are, right? And what's funny is that people don't believe that you're born the way that you are, but they can believe that you're born with hair and toes and fingers and all of these things like that. But they can't believe that someone could be born, and these are words that were put on, someone could be born heterosexual, but not homosexual. Or they could be born straight and then not gay, right? Now, look, I'm not here to argue with you about whether or not you believe that to be true, whether or not that's that, but I am here to discuss it, right? Because in this conversation that they were having, it was a lot of nobody wishes this on nobody. Nobody wants this to be this and that. And y'all, we have taken on this take of whether or not being gay, queer, LGBTQIA plus, whether or not it is of this world, it's of God, it's of these things. But what we had is that we've had a negative connotation put on you being who you are. I believe that I was born this way. You may ask someone and they may not believe that, but I believe that I'm one of God's children, right? And if you believe that you're one of God's children, then God didn't make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? The same way that somebody can be born and have feelings for an opposite sex, someone can be born and have feelings for the same sex, right? But then it becomes this derogatory thing that everybody across the world feel that it is. It's always protect the children and protect this, and this is nasty, and this and this and this is that. But love is love. Life is life. If I'm living my life and doing what I do, right, then how can it be wrong? If I'm placed on this earth and God is the all-knowing, the divine, all of the things, right, that we have on this, then I have a place on this earth being who I am. So I don't think that I made a choice. One day I just woke up and said, "Ooh, this is what I'm going to be." However, right? However, if you at some point in your life made a choice to live, right? To live in your authentic self, now that's the choice. But I didn't wake up one morning and said, "Oh, I like this and I don't like this," right? It's not like me saying I like mayonnaise or I don't know. I like salt on something or something like that. That's not the same thing, because I can choose that, right? I've tasted it, I don't like it. But when I am on this earth, I am a child of God. I was born, and my feelings and my essence, my being says that I like that right there. I had no choice in that. I had no choice in who my parents were. I had no choice in my 10 toes or my 10 fingers. I had no choice in the 2 eyes or the color. I had no choice in my hair or my body makeup. I had no choice in that, right? Because we're all born on this earth the way that we are. That's what I believe, right? So this morning I want to talk about it. I want to invite you all in to talk about it as well. Hey, good morning, to talk about it as well, because in this conversation that I was having, these people, individuals, trying to figure out life, but they had already had this negative connotation, this derogatory connotation of them being who they are, right? And so I just don't believe this. I don't believe that God put you on this earth, right, to just be a doormat. I don't believe that God put you on this earth with all of the creativity and the blessings and all the things that you have to say that you don't deserve happiness. You don't deserve to love who you love and be who you are. I don't believe it. Now, that's an I statement this morning. That's I statements. I'm going to use quite a few of them this morning. I don't believe that. And in this group was a group of LGBTQIA plus individuals, right? And they all were talking about it, right? And their experience. And I'm not going to knock anybody's experience at all, because I believe that you go through what you go through. Things happen to you in your life and do all of those things, right? Dave said, I believe in to each to their own, as long as boundaries are respected. And you know what? I don't see, but thank you, Dave. I'm coming over on that. Hey, good morning, Mom. Mom said, "Good morning, my preciousness. Mama P still love all of you. Peace and blessings. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Angela. Good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, Julia. Good morning. Julia said, "I'm here." Okay, you better be here. Better be in. Good morning to you all. Hold on, y'all. I got some comments coming in, and let me talk about it, right? Let me talk about it real quick. Hey, good morning to you. All right, y'all, let me do this real quick because I kind of skipped over that and started, but I'm coming back to the conversation. The conversation this morning is born this way or choice, meaning that you were born gay, born queer, right? Or was it a choice, right? Or was it a choice for you to be part of the LGBTQIA plus community? Because we're using these words this morning. That's what we're doing, right? And a lot of times they don't, people are not able to express themselves in that way, right? So I want to do that. So give me just a moment. I see comments coming in. I see all of the good stuff. I got questions over here. Hey, Miss Mika, good morning. She said, good morning, sugar. You know I love when you call me sugar. Good morning. Hey, Pumpkin Buns, good morning. What are you sipping today? So, Pumpkin Buns, let me tell you, I got it started kind of backwards this morning, right? But I got some this morning. I got some libation because we're going to take our medicine in a minute. Some water in here, agua, but I also have some coffee, which I'm going to go get in just a second. Y'all, this Thursday is going to be a little off this Thursday because things happen, has some technical difficulties, all of that, but we here. So give me just a moment, Pumpkin Buns, and I'm going to sip. So we're going to be able to sip on something like that because we're going to get into this right here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is a safe space. This is a brave space. You can speak however you feel. Now, so I don't. So here's my thing. And I'm gonna get my coffee because I'm gonna need to sip. But here's my thing. In this conversation that they were having about born this way or choice, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of the people in the conversation were speaking of themselves in a nasty way, speaking of themselves in a derogatory way, because society, the world, has placed this negative connotation on being queer, being gay, being part of the LGBTQIA plus community. It's always talked and always spoken of in a way that it's pedo and it's not right, right? And it's always protect the children, and we don't want to do this and we don't want to do that. And y'all, I have to say that sometimes when you're told something, right? Well, not sometimes, majority of the time, when you're told something again and 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 again, you believe it. You believe it. A couple of these individuals were speaking of themselves in that manner. But you got to watch the children. You got to protect the children. Y'all, we're going to protect the children all the time, right? Because that's what we do. The children are our future. We got to teach them well and then let them lead the way. So we got to protect them. Okay, all right. Hashtag Whitney Houston. We gotta do that. But here's the thing, y'all. I don't think that my life, right, is derogatory and nasty to the point to where you got to protect me from children in that aspect. Now, does things happen in this world? Yes, they do. But my gay life, my black gay life, my black gay HIV, living with HIV life, it's not a detriment to children. It's not that. So I hate when someone says, right, that it's not of this, it's not of that, right? And we got to protect the children. Why do you go to protecting the children as soon as I tell you that I'm gay or that I'm a black gay man living with HIV? It's always this negative connotation. And y'all, for someone like myself that believes that I was born this way, because I had no control over how I was born. I had no control over what I like. I had no control over that. So I believe, right? And you can put the science and do all of the things, but I believe that I was born this way. Someone told me once before, this lady said to me on the job, I'll never forget this. I was not out, and I don't even know about coming out the closet because I believe that I've always been, right, who I am. And I think that a lot of times what happens is that we don't feel that we have the safety. We feel that we don't have the grace and the ability to be who we are because it has been stated that it is against this and against that, right? So I want to just let you all know where I was. So at that point, right, I was there and I was contemplating just being out and proud, right? And so because I had been trying to be what everybody thought I should be for so long, and I wasn't able to do what I felt that I was able to do, right? And so what happened is that I was talking with this lady, and she was a little older than me. Yeah, she was older than me. And she said that everybody that is that way, right? Everybody that is that way. Now, I hadn't said anything to her, but everybody that is that way has been SA'd, has been attacked, has been done things because it's a demon, it's a deviant, it's this and that. And I was sitting there looking at her, and I was like, could you imagine somebody not liking you for who you are? Not understanding that you are someone of said LGBTQIA plus community sitting across from her. And you didn't do any of those things that she said that was done. Those things didn't happen to you, right? Like before I knew young, I knew it. Hell, everybody else knew it. Everybody else wanted to tell me. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where society believes what they hear or what they heard. Now, here's my thing. I did none of that. But you have already grouped me in with pedophiles and molesters and all of these things. And y'all, this is why this morning I chose to speak on this, right? Because a lot of times people will tell you what they believe, right? What they feel they know, but they don't know you. But they will tell you that. So I got some comments over here, y'all, and I'm going to get into them really quickly. And then I'm going to grab my coffee, and then we're going to sip a little bit, right? Matter of fact, let me do that real quick, right? Let me do that real quick because I see some comments that are coming in that are really, talking some stuff. I see some comments that are coming in and saying, thank you, and yes, we could do that. But yeah, something ain't, yeah. So y'all, let me do this. Let me do this real quick, okay? Let me do this. I'm going to do a little something here real quick. Hold on. Let me do this. I need to give just a moment because, yeah, we're going to have to sip. We are going to have to sip. Okay, y'all, let me do this. All right, y'all, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to play this video real quick, and I'll be right back, y'all. Because, yeah, I got to sip on something. Because these comments over here are coming in. And yes. And so one of the comments said, you said we could speak freely. Most definitely. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to be, running from it and not speaking on it, but we're going to talk about it. So this morning, before I go and get my coffee, because I got to get my coffee because I want to sip, because y'all asking me to sip, and we're going to make sure. However, this morning we're talking about born this way or choice. A lot of people believe that you are not born the way that you are. They believe that you being LGBTQIA plus, gay, queer, whatever it may be, right? They believe that you made a choice to be this way. And so, y'all, I don't believe that you made a choice. I don't believe that, our statements. I don't believe that I made a choice. I do believe that I made a choice not to be in the background anymore, not to be someone that doesn't speak up, not to be a representation of who I am. Now, that was a choice. Me being gay, me being queer, me loving the same sex, that was not a choice for me. That was always there. And it wasn't something that was done to me that caused me to be that way. Y'all with me? So I just want to make sure that we are on it, because some of these comments are coming in and they are saying the exact thing that I was talking about with this group of people. I was talking about how it is placed in a derogatory manner. You feel what I'm saying? And a nasty manner, right? In which it is a beautiful thing to love who you love and to be who you are. But when you put that negative connotation on it, then that's when the problem comes in. So for me, I was born this way. It just took me some time to go ahead and step out into the light. You with me? For me to step out up front and be a representation of who I am and love who I am and understand that I belong here and that God didn't make a mistake. And people will tell you that, like this woman told me sitting at that table. All right, y'all, let me do this right quick, and I'm gonna come back to y'all. I think I can do it really fast here and come back, and let me just make sure, because I know that there was some people and some comments. I want to make sure that I got them all and that we're able to do. All right, y'all, here we go. Let me do this real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay.
And I'm so excited to hear what he's going to present to us, and I know y'all are excited too, right?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Titan Capri. I'm with the Titan Capri Experience, also working with Kevin with True Project. And I just want to take a moment, if y'all would, with me, and let's kind of clear the air, let's clear the space, let's open it up. So I would like for us to take a breath, if we would, because I believe that breath is life and life is breath, right? In order for you to live, you got to breathe. And so with that, I want to take a breath. But before we take the breath, I want you to take a moment and think about that thing Think about whatever it is that's happening with you right now. Think about something that has not been accomplished. Think about something you want to accomplish. And think about that thing. And when you take that breath, take that in and acknowledge whatever it is. If it's pain, if it's agony, if it's concern, if it's great, if it's I just won the lottery, whatever it may be, I want you to take it in and I want you to hold it. And then when you blow it out, I want you to blow it out and acknowledge that you are in control. Let the universe know that you are in control of whatever that thing is. If it's a good thing, you're in control. If it's a bad thing, then you're in control of it, right? But you have to acknowledge it. And how I like to acknowledge it is with breath. We breathe it in, and then we blow it out. And then we blow it out to the furthest of the universe, and to the deepest part of the ocean, so it can't come back around to us real quick, right? Y'all with me? We good with that? So on the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to blow it out. It's going to be a 5 pace. And some people know my 5 pace. It's not a regular 5 pace. So if you don't get to 5, you're all right. 3, 2, you good. You right? Just take the breath in. The whole point of it is to acknowledge that breath. Acknowledge that you're living, right? That you're living. All right? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Blow it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. My piece today is we thrive. I've been lying to myself that I could tangle with death, that life is day in and day out, that my spirit has been in drought, living for the next sunset and sunrise, so all I can do is hide my cries. This life was not only meant for you to live, it was meant for you to thrive. No more hiding, no more fighting, no more crying, and no more lying. I found out recently that my life meant more to me than the strife that I have been facing and pacing the floor, placing the blame, holding my head low because I was ashamed. As I look in the mirror, the question becomes clearer. Titan, are you going to live or are you going to thrive? No more hiding, no more fighting, no more crying, and no more lying. God gave me this gift. Spirits I'm able to live. Dreams I'm able to achieve. Souls I can set at ease. Because finally, I can now see me as God sees me, as the universe uses me. Why? Because I'm alive and we thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Come on, sing it. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Louder. We. That's it. Thrive. Yes, now. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Today I want to tell you, keep going, come on. That's it. Today I want to say thank you for doing one thing today. Y'all showed up. Y'all came in today and showed up. So therefore y'all showed out. What are y'all doing today? Y'all thrive. Right? Y'all hear that? It sounds sweet. Yes. You didn't know it today, but you're thriving. You might not know it tomorrow. Yes, you will. Because you know today that you're thriving. Right? So keep singing it. All right? That's it. Let that resonate with you. Right? We are here, long-term survivors. I like to say thriving. Right? We are thriving. It ain't nothing about living. We are thriving. We're living from day to day, right? But we're thriving. Take that moment and hear that. Loud. Come on. Yes. All right, y'all. We thrive. Y'all, we back. Hey, good morning. So I went to get my coffee, y'all. Let me go ahead on and I'm going to sip real quick. And then we're going to get into these comments because the comments have been going back and forth, right? So I am back. I got my cup. This is what we're going to do. Y'all with me this morning? Okay, long as y'all with me, that's all. Let me move this just a little bit because Now I see where we at. Okay, I think we good. Hold on. Let me get in my chair. All right. So let me say this. Let me sip first because I got to go on and get this in. Come on, let's get it. Okay, hold on. Yes. I love it when a good sip comes. Woo! When I tell y'all, I felt like I ain't sipped in a while. Like this is good, y'all. So thank y'all so much because I know that I've been kind of discombobulated back and so all this good stuff like that this morning. But y'all, we are still here. We are good. This morning, we're talking about born this way or choice. Were you born gay? Were you born queer? Were you born LGBTQIA plus, or was it a choice, right? And so I believe, and I want us, for those that are just joining back in, I see a lot of people coming in. I want to tell you that using I statements, I believe that I was born this way. I don't believe that I made a choice to be LGBTQIA plus. I didn't make a choice to be queer. I didn't make a choice to be gay. My choice was to be out and be proud. That was my choice. My choice was to be in the forefront and not in the back. My choice was to be down in the mezzanine and not up in the nosebleed, if you know what I'm saying, right? That was my choice. But I didn't make a choice to like who I like or love who I love or feel the way that I feel, right, with certain individuals. So that's why I think that we have to really understand this. So the conversation that I was having with those individuals, right, in that group, it was divided because they were all people of the LGBTQIA plus community, right? They all identified differently. However, the same derogatory or negative connotation of being part of the community was there. You with me? Was there. And that's the reason why. Okay. So let me get to the comments because the comments have been going. People feel some kind of way here. People feel some kind of way there. Some people think that you have to respect it and do this. So let's get into the comments. Let me say some good mornings first. Hey, Wanna Mac. That's my cousin over there. She said, Grand Rising cousin, I love you, big baby kiss. Same to you. Peace and blessings to you. Good morning. The King HNIC said, good morning. You know I love all those O's and R's and INGs. Southern Juice was giving me some claps and snaps. I love it. Mika said, amen. You better speak about it. I'm going to speak about it, Mika. You know. Yes. Okay. Hey, D. Holly. Wait a minute, D. Holly. Good morning. She said, good morning, love. Stopping by, showing love on my off work day. That's what I'm talking about, D. Holly. It's been a while. Thank you for being in. I appreciate you on that. She said, I agree. Everybody is born the way they are. Indeed. Thank you so much, D. Holly. Hey, King Valentino Capri. Hey, son. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, over there on Podbean. All right, y'all, let's do it this morning. All right, y'all go ahead. TikTok, y'all tippity tap the middle of that screen. Let me know that y'all are in YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X, all the people across the land. Y'all show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love. Like, follow, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. I got y'all. Let's get on over here because I saw some comments over here. Let me go back up. Let's see. We're going to read them. And we're going to make sure that we good. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's see where we at. All right, I'm going to go all the way back to pumpkin buns. Look, we sipping some good old coffee this morning. Got a little libation in. I'm sipping. Hold on. I had to go all the way back, pumpkin buns. I had to get you. Okay, I had to come all the way back. Lolly said, people just need to get out of people's business. Let everyone be who they are. I agree. Because I think, why are you policing somebody's life, right? But the comments are coming, so we're going to get to the comments, okay? All right. I haven't seen any of the LGBTQIA plus community being in straight people lives. And I think a lot of times we have this thing to where, again, we want to police certain things. We want to police people. We want to tell people who they are. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Y'all, this world is so vast. There are so many things on this earth that you have never seen. You can't even comprehend. We don't even know what's all the way down at the bottom of the ocean. We don't even know what's all the way up in the universe, right? The galaxies, the stars. Like, you can believe things. You can dress up for Halloween and believe in ghosts and goblins, but you can't believe somebody was born the way that they're born. You can sit here and watch things happen, right? But then you want to group people into a certain category, right? And you can't believe, come on, like that's the thing. I'm not in your business, but you most definitely are in mine. Okay, LOL. Okay. Dave said, some of the best people I know are gay. It doesn't bother me because they respect the fact that I'm straight. Indeed. And here's the thing. I don't know that anybody, in all aspects of life, there will be people that will be disrespectful. That's just period. That's just being human, right? That's not a gay thing. That's not a straight thing. That's not a homosexual thing. That's not a heterosexual. That is a people thing. People are going to be who they are. And that's the truth. Over on TikTok, Governor says, because it's an abomination before the Lord. And y'all, we have people, y'all, and I talk about this quite a bit, right? I talk about this quite a bit because in church, people want to tell you what's an abomination, right? What's against God. And then that being gay is a sin, right? And here's my thing. I say this all the time. I don't believe God put me on this earth for me not to be who I am. My superpower, my purpose is ingrained, is the foundation of who I am, who I love, who I like, what I do, because I've done good work in this world. Despite what has happened to me, I've done good work. There was a time, and y'all remember we talk about me and my diagnosis. There was a time that I was on death's bed, right? I was on my way out of here. And my God said, not yet. It's not your time. You got work to do. I didn't put you on this earth for you not to do the work. And before anybody want to say anything, I'm a grown-up man. I am 6'1" and 285 pounds. I don't need no permission from nobody to be who I am, but I needed permission from myself to be who I am. I don't believe that this was a choice, because if it was a choice, right, then I could choose not to like it, not to want it, but it was ingrained in my spirit. But I've been called an abomination since I can remember, because it's against God. People whisper that they love you, but in the same breath, you're an abomination. People always say that being part of the LGBTQIA plus community is a sin. Ultimately, you being who you are, who God made you to be, is a sin. So I'm supposed to do all of the things, right, for this world, my purpose being my purpose, but I can't be me. I can't be the person. I can't be the individual. I can't be the light, the spirit. I can't be the representation, because you're telling me that I made a choice to be born that year, that time, to those parents, to that society, to this neighborhood, to this, like, I didn't have any choice in that. Now, my choice, right, was for me not to be in the back anymore. My choice is for me to color my hair. My choice is to represent the way that I represent and show up the way that I show up. Now, that's my choice. My choice is that I put my status on my social media. That's my choice. My choice is I chose not to hide who I love anymore. I chose to lean into that. I chose to take my mental health, my spiritual health, right? My physical health. I chose to put it on the forefront and be respectful of the gifts that God has given me. Now, that was my choice. That was my choice. I statements. Hey, Mimi. Mimi said, good morning, gorgeous. Good morning. You said, I love the hair. Indeed, Mimi. You know, I've been trying to do a little something different, Mimi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Pumpkin Bun says, science has proven that the brain is physical different than cis. Pumpkin, let me know what you're saying on that. The brain is physical. KT said, ugh. I don't know what that is. Let me know what's going on. Maybe you've already left out of the live. Governor says that's a very risky lifestyle, and that's why you need to repent and ask God for deliverance. But see, here's the thing, y'all. And this is nothing against Governor, because Governor, I think, said later on that I said that you could be transparent and you could speak about it, be about it. Yes, indeed. But here's my thing. Here goes the risky part, right? Now, you heard the word risky behavior. Ain't everybody else having sex, doing things, substance abuse, all of the things out here? Nothing is different. How is it that there is STIs, sexually transmitted infections, out here in this world, and you're saying that it's a risky lifestyle? What's risky? Disease, viruses? Everybody gets a disease or a virus. We've all had a cold. There's diabetes and cancer and all of the things out here in this world. So what is more riskier with that? And then you can't say it's condomless sex or anything like that, because the reality of it is you are here. So there was not a condom being used at that point. Because if there was a condom being used and it was 99.99% effective, you wouldn't be here. So what is the risky lifestyle that we speak of? And here goes the negative connotation of being part of the LGBTQIA plus community, or being gay, or being queer, or whatever you want to say that it is. See how the negative connotation comes to it? It's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it, because I'm same gender loving, because I like men, because I have been down this road. How is it riskier than what you're doing? If you're not using a condom, if I'm not using a condom, we the same. If you are laying down with somebody, if you are inserting, right, or being inserted in, we the same. If you are sucking on things, licking on things, testing it out to taste it and see if it's good, we're the same. You understand what I'm saying? And this is where we come in. All of a sudden, it's something nasty. It's something derogatory, because you put a sin on my life, and not a lifestyle, but you put a sin on what I am. But I'm not a sin. Never have been. Never have been. Never have been. But because I'm part of the LGBTQIA plus community, because I choose to be in the forefront and a representation, I'm still an abomination, right? And my lifestyle is riskier than yours, or my life. And what's crazy is that I want to say this for whoever this is out here. This is for you, but it's also for me. Stay away from people that want to deem you as something nasty. and something derogatory. Because half the time, most people that are part of the LGBTQIA plus community are not doing all of the things that you say they are doing. And I think that's where we are. You don't even know me from a can of paint, but you've already put on me that I've done this and I've done that. And I'm against God because of this and that. You don't know me. You don't know what I've done. You don't know what I've been through. And rightfully so, because you don't know me. Okay? I don't know why people care so much about other people's sexuality. Let people do their own thing. Dave said that. Yes, indeed, Dave, for sure. Especially if it doesn't affect you. Exactly, because here's the thing. I'm walking down the street, living my life and doing what I'm doing, right? How does that affect you? Literally. Take that away from here. Don't dress like that. Why do you look like that? And y'all know, y'all been on here with me, right? People have said things like, is it a he, she? Is it this? Is it that? Why would you do that? Somebody even asked me, why do I celebrate, right, having or living with HIV? Because I'm still here. It's my life, right? People that say that are projecting. Cis white representative XNs are reported to do these things more. And indeed, now I've been around this world. I've been in many places, seen a lot of faces, right? Seen a lot of cultures and things like that. And I think sometimes people get it misconstrued that we are asking you for something. I'm not asking for permission. I'm living my life. You are allowed to live yours. So why wouldn't I be allowed to live mine? We're talking this morning about being born this way or choice. And when I say born this way, people talk about it in a negative connotation. Oh, you were born this way? You weren't born this way. Something happened to you and caused you to be this way. And I digress. Look, I don't argue with them on that because I know my life. I know what happened here. Going back to the conversation I was having with the lady at the table, the lady said to me that because I'm this way, something nasty, pedophilia-ish happened to me, and that's why I'm this way. And I said in my mind and in my spirit, I've been feeling this way since I can remember. It was not something that one day I woke up and said, aha, because you touch me like this, or because you look like I'm going to do this. No, it was always there. But I tried to hide it. I tried to suppress it. I tried to be what society wanted me to be. And that was my error. That was my place where I was not living my full potential because I was trying to be something that I wasn't. That's why I say I was born this way. Argue with your mama. Okay. Governor said that you said speak freely. Yes, indeed. I don't run from confrontation or things like that, right? I brought it up and I'm on a platform. So I already know that people are going to have their feelings and their emotions and they're going to feel this and that. And I'm not even tripping with that. We can have healthy banter. Not a problem. But the thing that I don't like is when people want to go low and just be disrespectful and nasty to you being a human being, period. Like because you are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, because you are queer, because you are gay, because you're a lesbian, because you are trans, it gives them an emboldening to be able to talk to you any kind of way and place you in categories that you don't belong. And that's why I say that you have to protect your peace and make sure that you are good, right? Because people will tell you who you are and don't know you from a can of paint. And don't know you from a can of paint. If it was wrong, we wouldn't see examples of it in 1,000 species on the planet. And you know what, Pumpkin, I get it, right? I get it. But so here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are all born, we are all from the same source, right? I'm gonna put up quotation marks because people seem to forget. I'm gonna put up some air quotations. We're all from the same source. Everything, right? Everything on this earth is from the same source. The animals, humans, birds, ground, trees, grains, fruits, vegetables, all from the same source. So how can it not be a part of the very fabric of life? We don't even want to go in too deep. They were talking about science. They were talking about medical and this. We all know that as an embryo, you start out with all the things. It comes apart with this Y and X chromosome that determines which way you go. And yes, I'm going to say it like that because we're going to break it down like I got a 5th grade education and I'm only holding up 4 fingers. That's how we're going to break it down. Because if you know the circle of life, how do we have female and male? Where did it come from? Out the air? Poof. No, it was already there. You already know that all things have to happen. Those genes of yours, right? Those genes of yours already carry everything you need. The womb is to carry you. The seed, right? You know what happens with the seed. It's to harvest. But the seed has everything already there. You have to make the connection in order to bring life. And when you bring life, you don't have control over what life comes from that seed and that harvest. You don't have control over that. What you can do is wish and want to have a girl or a boy. That's what, because you have female genitalia or male genitalia. But if you look at your bodies, if you look at bodies completely the same, you are the same. The only difference is, right, that Y and that X chromosome. How did life get here? Because men can't carry children. Yeah. In this world, there are such things as intersex. There are such things as two-spirited, right? There are such things as people not being able to explain why somebody would have both genitalia. You understand what I'm saying? So we get into the semantics of it and we say, oh, well, this is this and that's that. You can't control that. And people say, oh, well, what science says this, and the brain is this and this and that. You can't even explain why you are the way you are. Why some people are born able to do and some people are not. You can't even explain how you got here. Yeah. You can't even explain why you are the way you are. You just know it to be fact because that's what you've been told. That's why you have to understand born this way or choice. And I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to tell you that. But in my life that I have lived and the places that I've been and the things that I've seen, there are cultures, right? Transgender is a word, right? Transgender is a word. But we have had our elders, we have had our ancestors be someone of trans experience. And we held them in the highest regards. Somewhere along the line, somebody lied to somebody that we were not. And then we can even go back this way. You are a black person, a person of color, hating on someone else. You were born that way. You were born. And so we're going to flip it just for a second, because I'm a black gay man. So black and gay. I didn't have a choice in being born black. That's my skin color. I had black parents. I was born black. You know, I was born from a person of color. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't a choice for me. I couldn't sit down and say, oh, well, I want to be white. I want to be Italian. I want to be this. I want to be Greek. I want to be this. I didn't have that choice. And if you see my pictures, let my mama tell you, oh, I was an old black baby. Same color as my hair. Right? There are things in this world that we cannot control. And I'm speaking this way because in this group, they were talking about their own lives as if it was against God and they did not belong here. They did not belong here because they were born this way. Pumpkin Bun said, big sipping. Okay. Don't be tripping. Yes, indeed. We're going to sip. That's it. That's the problem with the world today. People don't mind their own business. Indeed. Yeah, because I woke up one day and I said I would love to be hated on every day for my sexuality. And Pumpkin Buns, this is what was happening in this group conversation. People were saying things like, oh, I didn't choose this, and who choose to be ridiculed and to do this. But y'all, we got to understand cause and effect, right? There's a cause, the reason why we're hated the way that we're hated. And the effect of it is that we have been ridiculed, we have been hurt, harmed, shamed, and all of that just to be us. Somebody said somewhere, and they may have been dealing with their own sexuality or whatever have you, but somebody said somewhere in this, and I'm finna go out here and y'all can say what you want to say, in this translation of the Bible, in this translation of the word, somebody took it upon themselves and I'm gonna leave it at that because I know the comments is, I see y'all over here. I know the comments are going. Hey, Johnny Love, good morning. Hey, my lady, good morning. Look, I'm coming. D. Holly said they have self-hate. You are stating facts. Okay. Mika said big facts. Indeed. D. Holly said, come on now. All right, come on. All right, let's go on and let's see here. Governor said, I respect your truth. I say living it is your life. Living it is your life, but we was not born that way. And see, here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. And I'm glad that Governor is saying what Governor is saying, because this is what people do. People will tell you that they love you in this moment. You with me? They love you, but you are bad. Right? I respect you, but you're bad. You're not right. How can you do that? How can you respect me and then I'm not right? I'm not good with that. I'm not there, right? And this is what people do. When people say things like that, right? They think that they are doing you a big one, right? That they are letting you know that you're good. No, that's you telling me that I am an abomination, right? You respect me over here, but you hate me over here. You don't like. It's not right. You weren't born that way. But you were born the way that you were born. How would you like it if somebody came to you and told you that you don't deserve to exist on this earth because you were born the way that you were born? And again, I said I statements. I'm not saying that's for everybody, because in the group conversation that we were having, you with me? Everybody didn't agree with that. And you have your right to do that. That's your right. That's your right. Hold on. Let me go back up here real quick because there was some other items here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm getting it too. I'm getting to it. Hold on. So what was happening, y'all, that over on TikTok, they were blocking some of the messages, and that's rightfully so, because I have, but I just wanted to come back to it and be here, right? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so here we are right here. Hey, the king, good morning. He said, good morning, positive king. Hey, queen, good morning. Queen said, I'm so sick of the negative comments about the community. Indeed, queen. Pumpkin Bud said, same. Queen said, it's hard enough living without adding BS when no one is minding their business. And y'all, I can't tell y'all enough how when I talk to people and things like that, and people say certain things, like, I'm good. I'm secure in who I am. I am secure in the Black, gay, HIV, living with HIV, veteran, father, son, man that I am. I'm secure in all of that. But then you got people that want to tell you that you are not secure. Are you secure in your life? Are you secure in the way that you were born? Are you secure in who you are? What about who you are in Christ? What about who you are in God? What about who you are in the Bible? What about all of those things? I think if people would mind their business, and here's my thing, you can think and feel how you want to feel. But when you are telling somebody that they don't deserve the life that they have been given from God, then we got a problem. We got a problem. You can run amok on this earth and do all the things that you want to do, but I can't. And you were born that way. Then you want to tell me what science says, medicine says, bada. Ain't nobody asked you that. I remember, I'm sorry. Hey, Ashley, good morning. I remember one time when I first started being who I am, not trying to hide it out. I wore my hair up. I'll never forget this. At the time, I believe I had an afro. No. So before I had low cut, Caesar cut with the waves, right? And then maybe a year or so passed. And then I had this big head of hair because I let my hair grow out. This big head of hair. And I remember wearing a shirt that was semi see-through. And I had a little body, I had a little body going on and all of that stuff. And so I was out, and I was so happy and proud that I was out and that things were good. I was feeling good because finally I decided to step out, come down from the nosebleed and come down to stage level and be who I am. I was, in my power, of loving who I was, and I was in position to do the work that I know I was put on this earth to do. And then I felt that I was on purpose because I was finally being me. And somebody said to me, right? And all of that glory, all of that walking, all of that I'm doing. Somebody said to me, that was the look first. That was the look. Oh, you one of them. Oh, you gay. What? What? And then it was the whole thing. But let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to get back to the comments. Hey, Tiffany Scales. Good morning. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Chatty. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay. D Holly gave me give me the rainbows and all of that good stuff, D Holly. I appreciate it. Miss Mika said, when people learn to take care of what's going on in their own lives, they wouldn't be so judgmental and worried about others. Now, clock that, T. Okay, and sip. Okay, Miss Mika, hold on. Now, clock that. Now, the people looked at me. They gave me that look like. Now, y'all, previous to that, if somebody would have said something to me like that, called me out, told me how I was dressing, that it was an abomination, because all of those words came in that moment, right? Because I looked a certain way last year and I didn't look the same way. I'm still the same person, but I just had some flavor in it, right? I dressed how I wanted to dress. I dressed how I felt comfortable. And in that moment, that was my moment, right? To either flee or be. And my choice in that moment was to be. I didn't do all of this work. I didn't do all of this healing. I'm still healing. I didn't go through all of this trauma and stigma for me to be who I am. And then I can't be who I am. Not because I did anything bad, just because I showed up the way that I am. And you can say, yes, Titan, you chose to put those clothes on. You chose to have your man boobs or your breasts out. You chose to have your hair up. You chose to put on chapstick or whatever it may be. You chose to paint your fingers or whatever it is. You're right. But here's the thing. I don't get to be who I am, but you get to be who you are. And then you get to tell me, because of the way society is, because of the way the public feels, because the way that this world has been groomed to hate a certain demographic or a certain part of life, then you get to tell me, a grown man, you get to tell me how to be because you don't like it. And 9 times out of 10, the reason you're telling somebody that they can't be, you're telling somebody that they're an abomination, you're telling somebody that they can't live their life out and proud and be who God made them to be, is because you can't live yours. You can't do the same. Somewhere in your life, and you know what, y'all want to talk about books and y'all want to talk about history and y'all want to talk about the life and all of this good stuff. Let me give y'all a little bit. Let me give y'all a little spiritual. Hold on. Let me give y'all a little life. Now we're going to be petty. You want to tell me that I can't be, you want to tell me that I can't do, and that's probably because I'm out here doing things that you could never. I'm out here making change. I'm out here shifting the paradigm. I'm out here making sure that people understand that I'm out here representing. I'm in my power, I'm in my position, and I'm in my purpose. And that's something that you could never do. Not at my level. So what you're going to do, you're going to break it down. People were saying things like, I could never wear that. I could never do that. People have come onto this very platform, Titan in the Morning, into my Titan Capri experience, and told me that they can't believe that I'm celebrating my HIV status. They can't believe that I am an abomination. That I'm putting out mixed messages, that they don't know if I'm a he or a she. They don't know, talking about my hair, hot Cheetos and all of this, and why would you wear hoop earrings, and I'm wearing the HIV ribbon and all of the things, right? People have told me, they've told me I need to repent, like someone said on the comments today. You with me? So I'm gonna talk about it this morning. Yes, let's be a little petty. But Titan, that's not you. You don't need to address them. No, I need to address them because this is real life. This is real life. You can't do what I do, so therefore you want to knock me down. You can't do what I do, so as the old folks would say, you want to throw a monkey wrench in my woodwork. You can't be who you are in the life that you are leading, so you're going to come over here and tell me that I can't do the same. That's what you're going to do. You woke up this morning with the intention of not living your life to the fullest, not being who God made you to be, but you woke up this morning to cause havoc and corruption and trauma in somebody else's life. That's what we're going to say this morning. Let's call a spade a spade. We don't have time for that. It's a lot going on in this world right now, and I want you to be who you are, who God made you to be, because let's be clear. God made all of us. That's what you're telling me, because you're telling me to repent, that I'm an abomination, that that's not of God. But we're all of God. Are we not? I mean, correct me when I'm wrong. So if I'm God's child, God knew what I was going to be before I even knew what I was going to be. For my mama and my daddy knew what I was going to be. For my grandma and my grandpa knew what I was going to be. God already knew this. So y'all, how do you get to live your life? And God already knew about yours, but I can't live mine. So I told that group of individuals, right, that I understand this. We are in this world. We are of flesh and bone, and I get it. But y'all, stop discounting yourself. You are not an abomination. You came from God just the same. And y'all, stop grouping your life into sin and to nastiness and derogatory verbiage, because that's not what it is. Are there people out here that are nasty and vile and do things? Yes, because there's a yin and a yang. There's a good and a bad. There's light and there's dark. That's the world. But those are humans. Yeah, we can't sit here and say, and I know this topic this morning is about born this way or choice, but we cannot sit here and make believe that you were not born the way you were born. It's very contradictory, because if you're telling me the Bible says that I am of God, that I was made in his image, y'all tell me, because I was in church as a youngster, as a child, believing that I was doing everything that God had told me to do, because I read the Bible. I was taught the Bible thumping, vacation Bible school, Sunday school, the choir, the young deacons board, all of the things. And then for them to tell me that I'm doing everything, right? Hold on, y'all, hold on. For them to tell me that I'm doing everything and I'm good at it, better than most. And then for them to tell me that I don't deserve any of the fruits of my labor because I am different. And I thought I was like everybody else. Society, community, the world, the church took it upon themselves. And I know, y'all, that the church is not people, right? But understand where I'm coming from. Took it upon themselves to tell me that I don't deserve. Because I was made in his image, and my image is a little flaky. My image is a little girlish. My image me. I didn't even know what I was at that point. But adults, grown people, put that on me. Now, you can say all day long, they saw it. Yes. But you don't think that somebody should have said, hey, Titan, So you can only imagine, and I'm using I statements this morning, but in this conversation with this group of people, there was a lot of nobody told me, nobody said, nobody asked me. They just put on you the trauma and the stigma. So imagine a child loving God, because that's what they've been taught, following the word, because that's what they've been taught, doing what the elders said that you should do, to only be told that you should stop being who you are. That is against God. It's nasty. It's an abomination. All of the things the comment said this morning. Where does that child go? Because that child in that religious family, in that Black Christian family, Southern Baptist, whatever it may be, church, all of them felt the same. Now, you could argue that all of them did not feel the same, but in that child's mind at that point, them telling him, the deacons and the pastor telling this child that they would never see salvation. They would never be. Back then, you didn't know that there was a choice, because I was born this way. Maybe my hips had a little bit more of a dip. Maybe my wrist was a little bit, more flamboyant than others. Maybe my voice wasn't as deep as it is now. And then, maybe the way I sung in the choir, maybe that was different. Maybe the way that I ran track or did sports or whatever, maybe that was different. Something was wrong with me, but everybody else was okay and good. Y'all with me? So when we say that I agree with you, or that I like you, I respect you, but you're wrong, just imagine where that goes. And so in this life that you are not able to live fully because you got constraints, you got boundaries about whether or not you are who you are, and if you were born this way or a choice. When you are doing that, just imagine you telling a child that. Just imagine a child being who they are, born as they were born, and you attacking a child, telling a child that they are nasty, they're an abomination, they will never have salvation. And then in this group of people that I was talking to, they're saying things like, oh, well, I'm glad. Look, y'all, I wish that it would have never happened. I know that things in life will happen, but what if, right? What if the people, the adults, the grown-ups in the situation would have took time out with you to understand, so that you could be expressive of what you are feeling and going through? There was no roadmap. There was no foundation. There was no blueprints. There was nothing for you to go off of, because you felt, our statements, I felt that I was the only one. Y'all, as I got older, I understood, sitting all up in the church, there were people of the LGBTQIA plus community. Sitting all up in Sunday school, vacation Bible school, the retreats, there were people just like me. And then as I got older and got into this work and started doing things, people would say all the time, I knew as young as 5 or as early as I can remember. Just imagine you are suppressing who God made you to be for 20, 30 years. Because people are telling you there's no way you were born like that. Just imagine your parents. Because in this group of this discussion, people were talking about it. The parents were thinking that they failed. that something was wrong with them. They were flawed because their children or their child is LGBTQIA plus or of trans experience, right? Because now they put that into a whole nother category, right? Parents are losing the children, and this is what they were saying. Parents are losing the children that were born to them because they were transitioning, right? And here's the thing. Again, you want to tell me that it's not possible. Y'all, how do I feel this way? How do you like certain things? I had no say-so in this. That's what I believe. No say-so. So when we're talking about this morning, born this way or choice, and this woman sitting across from me and the pastors and the deacons are telling me, right, that I don't deserve to live this life that I was given. Because everybody's not the same. Everybody's not going to be the same. So for me and my house, I want to say to you all that I was born this way. Because as far back as I can remember, I've always felt like this. Now, maybe not to the extreme that I show up now, but I've always felt like that. And I tried hard. Because in my community, in the hood, in the projects over in the CUNY home, you had to fight. You had to fight all the time. Now, y'all, I could just only imagine if I was able to live my life and not fight. And not fight for my very existence. And not fight for my very existence. And I know that there's somebody out here today, somebody this morning, that's going to say, Titan, you know, you trying to convince and do all of this stuff like that. But y'all, I could not control this. And this is not for me to get you on my bandwagon. This is not me pleading the fifth. Or no. I'm saying this is what it was. Now, would I be the Titan that I am today if I didn't experience these things? But yes, but do you understand how that even sounds? I wish that there was a way that I could learn it in a loving manner, that I didn't have to fight physically, put hands on people that were putting their hands on me. That I physically didn't have to fight because I was being ridiculed and being tested at the bus stops. Physically having to stand my ground and physically having to show up a certain way and then have females tell me that I'm not a man because I choose to like or love another man. For people to question, oh, you got a daughter? Oh, okay, yeah, that's part of the Capri family. No. I have a biological daughter. For people to tell me that this lifestyle that I'm living is derogatory, it's nasty, it's not safe. In this work that I do, in my advocacy, being a community leader, engager, all the things like that, being engagement and doing this, I'd say all the time, we talk about it. People will shame you for something that they are doing or can't do themselves. So me living my life, me being in my truth, me doing all the things that I'm doing, they have ridiculed me for that. They have damned me to hell for that. But yet I still rise. I still represent for my community, I'd still make it work because God didn't put me on this earth to not be in my purpose. And now that I've found my purpose, now that I know what my purpose is, now that I know all of the things, I'm not ever going back. I will stand up and be in my power. I will be in position. I will do those things. And then I will be on purpose. Because y'all, let's be real. The true purpose, the only purpose is for me to be me. Could you imagine God putting all of this sweetness and greatness and all of this creativity and all of the things and the sips and the good mornings and the experience, all of this in me, and I don't use it? I don't exercise it? I don't put it out there? Because that was the assignment. That was the assignment. For me, to be on purpose. I was born this way. I was born this way. And you can argue with your mama if you want to, but you're not arguing with mine. I was born this way. It was not a choice to be who God made me to be. The choice was for me to come out the nosebleed and come down to the mezzanine. The choice was for me to come out of the darkness and step into the light. The choice was for me to be on this platform this morning and speak to you all about being born this way, a choice. That was the choice, because I got a say-so in that. But I didn't have a say-so in how I was born. I didn't have a say-so on how I got to this earth. I didn't have a say-so on the voyage. I didn't have a say-so on any of those things. So yes, I was born this way. And it is a horrible thing for somebody to tell you that you were not born of God, which if you believe in God and you were born of God, that you were not born in his image, that God already knew this was going to be you before you even got here, before you were a twinkle in somebody's eye. Your parents didn't even know. So how can two things be true at the same time? Because you're contradicting yourself. You're telling me that God didn't know I was going to be this. God didn't know that I was going to dress this way. God didn't know that I was going to be in this position. God didn't know that I was going to have the Titan Capri experience. God didn't know that I was going to be living with HIV. Like, God didn't know all of these things. Y'all, how is it possible that you're all knowing, all seeing, all doing, and you didn't know? God didn't know that I was going to have this creativity and express all of these blessings and do all of these things. God didn't know that I was going to be somebody in the community and change and shift history. Come on. But you want to believe what you want to believe because you are not able to do. Yeah, we're going to be a little petty. 9 times out of 10, people always want to knock down something when they think that you're doing too much. When they can't live in their truth, they can't stand up and be who they are. They want to break it down. Somewhere along the way, somebody lied to you. And you have been living that lie all of this time. Been there, done that. Somebody lied to me and told me that I was not of God, that God was not happy with me being who I am. They lied to me, and I believed that lie. I believed it. Y'all see I got my left hand up? Okay. I believed it. How could I not be of God? My essence, my spirit, my very soul, my spiritual being. How could I not be? I'm still here. And some horrible things have happened to me in my life. How could I not be? So this is for whoever this individual is, people, Village, tribe, gang, chosen family. This is for you, but it's also for me. I don't want you to ever think you're alone in this. I don't want you to ever think that you are not of God, that you don't belong here. I don't want you to ever think that you don't have the same opportunities that everybody else has. I want you to stand up in who you are and be okay with you being different. Be okay with you being flamboyant. Be okay with you being someone of trans experience. Be okay with you loving the same sex, female, male. Be okay with going places that celebrate you. I don't need to go anywhere that doesn't celebrate me. I don't need to go anywhere that doesn't uplift who I am. I don't need to go anywhere or do anything where I cannot represent myself in the fullest. Those days are done. Those days are gone. Now, y'all, there's this Lady Gaga song that I love, Born This Way. Baby, I was born this way. Y'all go check the lyrics. Check the lyrics, right? Challenges everything. How you know I wasn't born this way? You weren't even born when I was born. Hell, you're not even the same age I am. I've been on this earth for 50 plus years. And it wasn't until truly in my late 30s, early 40s that I really started to enjoy who God made me to be. The tragedy is there are so many people out here who are stifling, who are suppressing who they are because they feel that it's not of them. Because somebody told them, somebody lied to them. D. Holly said they lied. God loves everybody. Okay, come on, because you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Either I'm in his image or I'm not. Either I was born of him or I'm not. Either I'm born of God, right? Or not. Like, come on. Like, stop playing. Baby, I was born this way. All right, y'all, look. This morning we're talking about whether you were born this way or was it a choice? Born this way or choice? And I just want to say to you all, I believe, right, in my heart of hearts, in my soul of souls, that I was born this way. And that's what I believe. I statements. Queen said, everyone is so busy throwing rocks at glass houses, which makes the life they live so special. Okay. Twins mama, hey, twins mama, good morning. Good morning to you. Okay, Pumpkin Bun says, I was gay and I did choose to accept myself. Indeed, accept yourself. Queen said, at Governor, who is given the space to tell someone they need to repent? In that, hey, Onyx, good morning. Wait a minute, let me go back, Queen, because you asked a good question. Because a lot of times people take it upon themselves. They feel like it's their duty, their job, right? They were put on this earth to be a messenger. A messenger of who? A messenger of what? To tell somebody to repent. Hey, Onyx. Onyx said, hey, bro, I've missed you. I've missed you too. Love you, sis. Hopefully I get to see you soon. Need to lay eyes on you. Big sipping always, Pumpkin Bun stated. Okay. Queen says, repentance is not something to be used to shame someone. That is personal and was not asked. Okay. And was not asked. Okay. That part. Thank you for all the gifts and all of that. Pumpkin Bun said, whoa, Onyx. Yes, Onyx that came in and did that. Hey, Libra love. Good morning. Say, good morning, Titan. Mind the business that is your own and do not hurt others. And that's what we need, Queen. That's what we need. Dave said the Bible said God loves all people, not just chosen ones. Huh. Look at that. Button Monster said, look at those glasses. I know, right? Y'all like them? Y'all like them? They're a little something. They're a little something. Thank you, Button. Pumpkin Bun said, risky is having multiple partners, not a monogamous gay relationship. Here we go. And Button said, I said Button. I'm sorry. Butt Monster said, straight and bi people have multiple partners too. And this is what's crazy too, right? And thank you for that, Butt Monster, because life is life. Nobody literally has one person only, one partner only, right? This is a vast world of billions of people on it. Like, everybody's going to have a girlfriends, boyfriends, boo-boos, babies, sis, brothers. Like, there's no way, right? A lot of people are going to have a lot of mamas and daddies, right? If we want to speak in the sexual sense. Like, come on. Now, how are you going to equate having multiple partners to being gay? Make it make sense. They sure do. The risky part for STIs if you aren't being safe in any partner. And that's true. That's true. So I don't know about the safe part, right? Like being safe. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? However, I do think that you should make informed decisions. Choose, right? Whether or not you're someone that wants to know, disclose, and all of those things, right? And then that's the behavior. Like, that's how you get it, that's how you be safe and brave and on top of it with that. That's the choice, right? Pumpkin Bun said, at Governor, that's the funniest BS I ever heard. Dave said, the Bible says God loves all people, not the chosen ones. Hey, Sakita. I don't know if I missed you or not. But hey, Sakita, good morning. Pumpkin Bun said, welcome in. Good morning, Sakita. Dave said, just curious, what are your opinions on being bi since you only mentioned being gay or queer? No, I didn't. So, Dave, I don't have any opinions on being bi because I said the LGBTQIA plus community. My opinion is you be who you are. Love who you love. Because if we can really talk about it, I had girlfriends, right? For the very first part. Hold on, y'all. This chair. Hold on. I'm about to get out of here. It's almost time. Hold on. Let me raise up. Yeah. Y'all see this? I'm raising it up, making sure, because it's not time for me to get out of here. Okay, we good? All right. So I don't have any thoughts on either way being bi, right? Because I said the LGBTQIA plus community. I think that you deserve to love who you love in whatever form that is, right? I don't agree that there should be anything other than you loving who you love. Just because you're bi, that doesn't make you any better or worse than me saying that I'm gay, or someone saying they're queer, or someone being of trans experience, right? Like, we put all these words and this language and this verbiage on life, and I just want you to live and be happy, period. That's what I want you to do. Hey, Marco Mays, good morning. Okay, good morning. D. Holly said, you're preaching this morning, Titan. I'm trying to do a little something. Okay. They were talking to Governor, talking about that the comments were not fact-based. Queen said that. And then Pumpkin Bun said it's okay to be bi. Pumpkin Bun said we also have, and I said that we also have intersex individuals. I don't like the word hermaphrodites. Yeah, but we also have two-spirited individuals. We also have, like I said, people of trans experience. So I like to to say that. That's just me, because I think that we go back to us being part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and there being this derogatory, right, or nasty connotation to who we are, right? And I think that's where we always have this issue. I'm not nasty, abomination, and this and okay. Now, so let's just say this. So I may be nasty at some point or sometime, because we all are. You know, everybody got to get down and nasty every now and then. But what I'm talking about is me just being who I am. That should not carry a negative, nasty, derogatory connotation to it. But that's what this world has given us, right? That's what this world expects us to live in and do and be. And I just want everybody to know that you deserve to be who you are. LGBTQIA plus. Queer, gay, lesbian, straight, homosexual, heterosexual, trans experience, trans sisters and brothers. You deserve gender affirming care. You deserve all the things. I just hate that people want to always tell you that this is not you. How are you going to tell me that it's not me? I'm living in this body. Okay? This is what God gave me. So what do I do with it? Not live? Mind your time, mind your tongues, baby. Yes, Pumpkin Buns. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He said he speaks on his life to relate to others. While he's saying gay, he means all LGBTQIA plus. Indeed. Okay. Hey, nephew. Nephew says somebody lying somewhere. Okay. Somebody lying somewhere. When people say they are born this way, they will say that because they are embarrassed. And I don't know that I don't know. Yeah, that's not the case in point. I don't think so. Because here's my thing. I was born this way. I was born black. I'm not embarrassed to be black. I was born a male, because I got male genitalia. I'm not embarrassed to tell you that I was that. So I think sometimes what this world does is that this world takes your actual essence, your life away from you, so that you cannot be secure in who you are. That's it. I'm not embarrassed. People are not embarrassed to be who they are. But the world, and according to what Tweety said, the world has given this negative, derogatory connotation around that. So people do run to that, right? But that doesn't mean that it can't be true. It doesn't mean that there are some people that believe they were born this way, and there's some people think that it was a choice. That's the reason we're having the conversation. That's the reason me and that group of individuals were having this conversation, because they believe that. You with me? I don't believe in color. We all bleed the same color. And Dave, look, I'm going to tell you this, and you don't have to believe in color, but color is a factor in this world, a real fact in this world. So therefore, there are people that do believe in color, and you see it on the news and in social media all day long, every day. So with that being said, right, I thank you for not seeing color, but you cannot be a part of this world and not see color, or not see the effects of color. Let's put it that way. Pumpkin Bun said, Governor Wild, you number 3 gifter while spreading hate. Get a different live, please. Okay, go somewhere else. Okay, it's okay. And nowhere in the Bible does it condemn it. And then there you go. But people will always go to Sodom and Gomorrah. They will always go to laying down with a woman as with a man, all of that kind of stuff, right? Nephew said, we love you, but you still going to hell, LOL. And that's what people say. That's what people say. Oh, I love them, but they still going to hell. All of that good stuff. People need to stop judging people and say in their own lane, God doesn't judge. No one is perfect. Indeed. Tweety also said that as well. Hey, Drew Simmons, good morning. Say good morning, Titan. The Bible says that thou shall not judge. Indeed, that part right there. Exactly. Judgment is not for us to do. Okay. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the gifts. Jesus says you can fulfill all of the law through love. Indeed. His last commandment before he left was love one another. Indeed. Indeed, y'all. You're so right. Come on, shake that table and wake these judgmental people up. You better preach, brother. Onyx said that. Reggie said, Fleece Johnson said, call him back. I don't know who Fleece Johnson is, but if you tell Fleece Johnson to contact me and give me the number, text me. I don't know who that is. Should I look up this name? I don't know. Hey, Denise, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you, Onyx, carrying the live goal. Indeed. Thank you so much, Onyx, for that. Pumpkin Bun said thank you for that. Thank you all for that. The live goal. Okay. Pumpkin Bun said, we're so very proud of you, Titan. Tweety said, keep rising, keep rising. God loves you just as much as he loves everyone. Indeed. Onyx said, your purpose is simply to be the legendary Titan Capri. Yeah, stop the madness. Not the legendary. The legendary. I'm legendary. Yes. Come on, sis. So some of the comments were blocked because they thought that they were offensive comments. So y'all, if I didn't get to you, I apologize. But yeah, some of them were blocked. Okay, Pumpkin Bun says, I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. Yes. Onyx said, yes. Sir Riley said, right. Thank you so much for the gifts and all of that. Born this way. Denise said, good morning, love you. Good morning, Denise. Good morning. Sir Riley said, oh, you fancy. Yes, you know, I'm fancy. I look fancy every now and then. Okay. Lavella said, good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Right? Not just LBGTQ. Indeed. Folks just want to keep others down. They want to stomp out joy and self-appreciation. Come on, Lavella. That part right there. A lot of times, you know, it's hate. That's you, right? And so, yeah, let me make sure that I'm getting out of here, y'all. I didn't been on. I started late. So yeah. Got a dip. Love you all, gang. Thank you so much, Pumpkin Buns. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. Mika said, was that supposed to be true? People say the darndest things. Okay. That part, Mika. Like, quit playing. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for being here. The topic this morning was born this way or choice, right? And while we are both on different sides of the spectrum, we may not agree, but one thing that we do agree upon is to live your life and love you for who you are. God made you the way that God made you. God didn't make you like someone else. You might have been in the image of your parents. You might look like your brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles and all of that, but you are unique. So I believe that I was born this way. You ain't got to argue with me because I know where I'm at. You be where you are. Born this way, a choice. Talk with your circles. Talk with your village, your tribe, your gang, and your chosen family. And make sure that they understand that it doesn't matter what society or what the world says to you. It matters what you believe you are. Because if they're going to talk to you and tell you what you are, the only way that they can change who you are is if you believe them to be true. And I don't believe them to be true telling me that I'm something other than God's child. I don't believe it to be true telling me that God made a mistake. I belong here. And baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all be good. I love y'all. I love y'all. Well, y'all always make sure that I am good. I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. Let me, I'm going to set outro video. because I just feel like I want to groove with y'all before I get out, and that you are worthy and that you belong here. Okay? So until next time, y'all be good, y'all be great. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right, y'all. So I had wrote, did all this good stuff, and then I got here and I was like, yeah, that's not it. My spirit said to do something different, and I'm going to do something different. What I want to talk about real quick is that being worthy. A lot of us are worthy because we think that's what worthy should be, right? But you're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to be yourself. You're worthy to be just who God made you. You are worthy. So tonight I want to do a little something that's worthy. If y'all would with me. A little audience participation. Can I get y'all? Yeah. All right. So I do this thing called a Titans Groove, right? Every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Just a shameless plug, real quick. Y'all come check me out. But what I do is this Titan Groove. And so what I want to encourage you to do tonight is to be worthy in your groove. Whatever your groove is, however you see it. If it's just a little sway, then let it be a sway. If it's a little funky, then let it be a little funky, however you want to do it, all right? Y'all gonna follow me, and then I'm gonna ask y'all to do something a little bit later in this, but it goes a little something like this, right? Titan groove. Sit it da 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 da. Sit it da 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 da. So da da do 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 da do do da do 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 da do do da do 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 do. Sit it da da do do da do 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 da do 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 da. Sit it da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 da. Da do 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 da do do. Sit it da do do. Sit do 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 do. Yes, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Ah, I like that. All right, keep it going. I'm gonna ask something of y'all. Y'all gonna help me out? All right. It's gonna go like this. Y'all follow me. I am, I can be, I will be. 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 Y'all got it? I am, I can be, I will be. All right, keep going.
I am,
Sure.
I can be,
All right.
I will be.
I'm gonna add something in. Keep going.
I am, I can be, I will be.
Worthy.
I am, I can be, I will be.
Worthy.
I am,
That's it.
I will be.
Worthy. Ah, come on.
I can be, I will
I see you moving in your seat. Come on. I can be.
I will be.
Worthy.
I am,
I can be. I will be. Worthy. I am. I can be. I will be. Worthy. Ladies and gentlemen, you are worthy. You are worthy to be loved. You are worthy to be beautiful. You are worthy to be heartfelt. You are worthy to be hugged. You are worthy to be sitting right where you're sitting tonight, receiving all of this. I want to thank you all for being worthy and making me feel worthy tonight. Peace and blessings.